Hello and welcome to Voices of the 21st Century Author Spotlight, a show dedicated to sharing the messages of women from around the world who show up and share their truth. My name is Gail Watson, founder and CEO of Women Speakers Association, and today we're going to have a conversation on how to stop pretending to being the person that we're not and returning to a life we loved. I have the proud honor of introducing to you to international best-selling author Susan Isaac. She is co-author of Voices of the 21st Century: Women Transforming the World. This book has reached bestseller in 4 countries, went #1 in 10 different categories. So please join me in welcoming the wild and sometimes a little dangerous Susan Isaac. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gail. This has just been my honor to be part of the journey and to have gotten to know you a little better, as well as our main coach and be often behind the scenes, but very dominant in our hearts, for sure.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Susan, I love what you share because you bring to light a topic that we can all relate to. And really, when we talk about pretending to be someone we're really not, we're talking about an imposter syndrome type environment, right?
Mhm.
So, take us behind the curtain a little bit and what inspired you to share this story?
I think what inspired me was that I have told my story of why didn't I do art until I was 47 years old. I didn't own that I was an artist for 2 years. I absolutely tortured my husband for 2 full years. Honey, should the yellow stop here and the red go here? Are there too many points coming together over here? And he'd say, "You're the artist. You have to decide." No, 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 you have to help me. But that whole self-doubt concept, and I can do that from a stage. I've also done a number of podcasts over the years, and mind you, bear in mind, this was oral microbiology, aging, perimenopause, and menopause. I was a national speaker for 12 years, but those were my topics. And I've talked from the stage a number of times, but I have never written my story down, not once. And I was terrified to do it. And Deb Al-Cadino, who's one of the wonderful authors as well, and her story, she runs a company called Business for Social Good. And it's just an amazing company that she's created. She calls me and says, "You have a story to tell. You're making an impact in the world." I am. I got my head down. I'm doing my art, and she interrupts me like this. And I said, "Yes, but I've never done it in writing, and I don't really know how to do that. And I'm quite scared." And she basically pushed me all the way around the block, maybe kicked me a couple of times as well, encouraging me, "I'll be your writing buddy." And, so she was bribing me. And it was her encouragement. And my husband, too, behind the scenes says, "This is a great idea to get it out in writing, but you're doing it with 44 other people. This is not like a graduate thesis where, you're on your own kind of thing." And so I decided, and the other thing is I found out through speaking with you early on that this was about transforming the world in the concept of the butterfly. And you let me see that little monarch butterfly at the top of the heart early on. Even you weren't revealing the whole book face, but you said, "There's a butterfly here in this one, Susan." And my whole design process is based on the symbol of transformation, the butterfly. And then the third part was that the live launch, you decided to have it on my birthday. So at that point, it's like butterfly, my birthday, I now have a writing buddy that's really strongly encouraging me. Maybe it's time for me to write my story.
Yeah, love that you did. And just so people can get understanding of just how creative you are and what kind of transformation you bring to this world is several years ago, I had the opportunity to meet you at a women's show, and my mother had just passed away.
Mm,
And of course, butterfly, a symbol of transition. And you introduced me to your custom made pieces that I'm wearing around my neck. And this has always been a fundamental piece of representation, representing to me the transition of my mother. It's a
Oh,
beautiful piece of art. You're wearing one as well, and I know you've evolved that into scarving to match, and journals and things like that. So very creative woman we're talking to here right today. So when she's saying creative, she absolutely 100% is. Let's get back to your story. Now, so we've learned what inspired you to share it, but as you wrote it
mhm.
and you imagine someone reading it, what are the key things that you want them to take away from your story?
I wanted them to take away the fact that, first of all, you can never, you can't say you're too old to do X, Y, or Z. Tuesday, the book launch was my 70th birthday. And I'm just starting to take my art to another level in the business world. And I come from academia. So this is not something that, it's not like falling off a log for me. It's something I've got to learn, nosebleed high learning curve. I learned from people like Gail and so many other people that have been, their entrepreneurial muscles very, very strong. I'm still comparing it to at the academic world, and they're like night and day many, many times. So one of my messages is uh, follow your bliss, like Joseph Campbell says. And it doesn't matter when you find it or how you find it. And I realized that for me to come into the fullness of my true spirit and to be brave enough with joy, not with dread, to try and develop a business, I needed to stop saying that I'm not good enough. That, when I was 47, it's I'm not an artist, I'm not good enough. What if I quit dental hygiene and teaching and I find out I'm not creative? Like, I had no idea because I hadn't done any art since age 10. I put it all away because of parental and school and society messages about you can't make a living as an artist. You've got to get serious and you've got to find a way to make a living. I come from a working class background where you had to make your way. And I listened to those messages. There are many people I've talked to who didn't listen to their parents and they were quite rebellious. And good for them, because I wasn't one of those people. And so I hid and I put all of that part of the painting and the exploration and the joy that I had as a child up to age 10, I put it away in a closet. And therefore I put my essence away in a closet too, that artistic essence as well. And so a message is, don't worry about the number. Just when it's your time. And the other message is, let other people love you through the process. I was loved through this process because part of it is, if you're a little older, you're probably even more scared than you were in your 20s. You have decades of conditioning and all kinds of those demon little gremlin messages on your shoulder saying, you can't do that. You're too invested in this. Look at all the money you put in your training and your education. You're going to just throw it all away. You can just hear your ego having a heyday on you. And it's just make sure you get lots of support and lots of love and support to find your way when you're really scared. So I just don't think that we should have to be scared alone. It took a village for me to find that art piece and to really deep down in my belly own it, not own it up here, own it way down deep so that it's powerful. And when something comes up now, yes, I'm scared to try the next new step, but I don't doubt my ability to go into that studio and create original art. I never doubt that. That's very,
Right.
very deep at this point. Be patient with yourself. That depth and that centeredness will come. But for me, it came with a lot of loving support. from my husband, but also from my friends and family. And what's interesting is when I was a teacher, I had doubting students. I can't do this dental hygiene. I'm never going to figure out how to scale. I just failed, oral pathology. I can't do this. And I would just love them till they could love themselves. And I believed in second chances. And I think that's what made me a really good, compassionate teacher. And I held a space of seeing their potential. I did not see their troubles or their failure. I saw the hygienist they were going to become, and I held like an aura or a halo of energy around them. And what came to pass is that I needed to receive that from that same kind of love and dedication to seeing the potential that I saw in my students. So gather that around you, the people that are willing to create that lovely golden halo of faith in what you're becoming, not who you are right now, and your fears and your concerns.
I love that. And your students are lucky to have a woman like you teaching them, somebody with that compassion, somebody who says, willing for that second chance. And it shows the power of just simply believing in someone. And it can be just those words, just to say, hey, I believe in you, but more to believe in yourself. Now, you said you started launching your art, what, at 47?
Mm-hmm.
Do you wish you had done it earlier?
I look at people that, well, my husband had always been told right from birth that he was an artist. So what I admire so much about him is that he has a quiet confidence in his artistic abilities. He doesn't doubt himself in that he might try something new and fail a gazillion times, because part of being a maker is the minute you create something, you say, I know I could do that better. I know I could, and that I made 5 mistakes, and I'm not going to make those 5 mistakes next time. That is not self-criticism and doubting yourself. That is actually part of the creative process. That is being a creator, is that you're on to that. I can fix this. I can do better, and it's an excitement. And so he has that excitement, but he's got this grounded calmness. And yes, would it have been wonderful to have had that kind of grounded confidence from birth? Would have been pretty cool. But everybody's journey has a different flavor. And for whatever reason, the universe decided that I was going to be on this journey of transformation and self-doubt. And now I have a story about the fact that I wasn't like my husband. And
yeah, that's awesome. And I love that. And just the fact that you bring that out and share with people. I mean, you really connect with a lot of people where we may, and I'm so happy that your spirit was set free, as you describe in your story, and that has made you wild and sometimes a little bit dangerous. We won't go into that. But you are a super creative person. Your message is very strong. I know there's many people listening right now going, just absorbing your words and feeling them. So to get a copy of your book, where can we go to get a copy of your book?
You can go to susanisaacdesign.com, and the book will be available on my website for purchase. And also, I couldn't help myself when I saw that, I was one of 45 authors. And something you need to know is that there's book club questions at the back of the book, because it is about so many different women's stories. Can you imagine the discussion you can have in a book club? And each of you maybe take 5 women in the 5 chapters and then talk to the others about, what you learned about, and what's the similarity and what's the difference of those 5 stories, for example. I had to make a journal. So behind me, is an image of glass, because that's how I create my fabrics and my paper products. You take a high resolution image of a panel of glass before I cut it up to make pendants. So my journal is also on the website. And I think I matched the greenish of the heart, and that little bit of reddy orange that you see in the corner was to mimic, that was to pay tribute to the monarch butterfly. That's so I added that into the glass work.
Love that. So not only can you pick yourself up a copy of a book, but a journal to go along with it, and maybe explore those different questions that are in the back of the book with your
Mhm.
club or some friends. But as I think of it, you know, you you really, it really landed on me when you said it just takes someone believing in you and saying that they believe in you. So I challenge the listeners out there right now, if there's somebody in your life right now that you just want to let them know that I see you, I believe in you,
Mhm.
this would be a phenomenal gift to give them, the book along with the journal. So get one for yourself, get a few to gift away to some people, and just let them know you believe in them.
Mhm.
Uh, so that's at Susan Isaac, ISAAC design.com. Check out our website. Susan, whether I'm wearing your piece or having a conversation with you, you always leave me feeling fulfilled.
Aw, thanks.
And well, no, thank you. And why don't you leave us today with our listeners some words of wisdom?
I will. Thank you. Just let me find it. I had it all set, ready to go. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Um, I believe when a person has the confidence to express their true self, they inspire others. True peace in the world comes from the calm, deep honoring of oneself, fully expressed. I also believe we are born to fly.
You are. And thank you for spreading your wings. Thank you for being the butterfly. Thank you for honoring so many people with your beautiful art. And I'm glad you're out there just like the butterfly is out there landing on the different flowers as you land on different people, helping them grow. So thank you so much. Thank you to our listeners today for joining in, and wherever you are in this world, we wish you a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.